How was the movement conveyed in these two pieces? Let's look into drawing an Uma Musume design for motion, featuring these two goofballs. Tachyon and Cafe have similar design elements with things like a coat, collar, neckties, and even this inner silhouette here, but there's also plenty of differences between the two of them to show their personalities based off the real-life horses. Both of these characters have quite a triangular overall silhouette that gives them an imposing feeling even though they're relatively smaller than the other Uma Musumes. In designing a character, it's important to know what the character does a lot of the time. In this case, it's running. Uma Musumes have a lot of design elements that are honestly impractical to run with but are beautiful to look at in motion. Cafe's hair and Taken's huge sleeves are examples of things that help emphasize the speed when these Uma Musumes are going at it. The Uma Musume colors are usually based off the actual horse and their jockeys in real life, like Hiroshi Kawachi for Agnes Tachyon, Masayoshi Ebina for Manhattan Cafe, which was also the jockey for Dream Journey at some point. Because of that, it's super important to get our references. I unfortunately cannot show you a lot of this ref sheet lest I want Cygames to send their Uma assassins after me, but it's the scene of Tachyon activating her domain expansion and Cafe's night race, which honestly is so pretty it still lives rent-free in my brain. At the time, there was actually also Daniel Deng's fan art of Agnes Tachyon. And I mean, look at it, like, how could this not go into the ref sheet, dude? Like, this thing is goddamn impressive. The lines, the energy that Daniel had while drawing this one was the kind of thing I was looking for in my own piece. So I put this in the ref sheet because I wanted it to be one of my inspirations for the Dakion piece. There's also a lot of rolling poses initially when I took reference from marathon runners, which you can actually see in the early iteration of the Cafe sketch, but I realized the Umas run with their Uma form, which looks like this, and makes them super cool, super hype, and aura. Alright, let's dive into the Cafe and Agnes fan art I did and see how we incorporated the character elements to provide movement in these illustrations. For this Cafe piece, initially I had it super wide, until I eventually cropped it down to just this. With a coat like Cafe's, I wanted to show it moving and almost being pulled behind her as it gets lifted by her speed. Similarly, her belt accessories, the skirt, and of course the hair are drawn in a similar manner. Drawing these elements kind of pointing towards the left side of the screen gives the feeling that Cafe is moving towards the right side of the screen. At the time, I was actually playing Devil Jin and thought, damn, Devil Jin's 442 hits that stride, brother. Like, this guy could be an Uma Otoko or some shit. The effects that happens as he gets into the heat engager was pretty cool, and I thought it really showed, like, the speed that he was going at, so I wanted to reference that for this piece. Similarly, for the Tachyon piece, her coat and even the folds are lit in the way that conveys she's moving towards the right of the screen. The necktie we mentioned earlier is also getting flung towards the other direction. Present in both of these illustrations are also their hair and tails moving alongside their speed. Even with the shorter hair like Tachyon's, we have to try and make it flowing with the wind, basically, just so we can convey that movement even with non-long hair characters. The main takeaway is identifying the elements of a character you're drawing and figuring out which parts of the character will be moving to the direction you want them to move in. Compositionally, this helps give the piece that movement. A big challenge will always be how you can make the characters still look like themselves while still maintaining that sense of movement. How you achieve this balance will be up to you. Thank you for making it to the end of the video. As a bonus, I'll be linking this high resolution version of the two pieces I showed you here as a free post in my Patreon, which will also include the transparent PNGs of the Tachyon formulas I referenced from the Uma movie, so you can also use them for your own Tachyon fan art. Thank you everyone for supporting. You really help me keep going, especially in times like these where it's honestly fucking difficult, man. I'm not gonna finish sugarcoated. Thank you to my Patreons, Dan Symbolic, Top Hat Danny, Linny the Red Comet, Magical Xion, Usman, Endrick, and Lily. Honestly, some of y'all have been supporting me since 2022 or some shit. Thank you. Love y'all. Bye bye.